Hello!
Hi.
So what are we going to make today?
So today we're going to make an authentic bruschetta. So it's actually really easy to make a bruschetta in a raw vegan style. So we're just replacing the bread with some sliced cucumber. We found a really nice globe cucumber. So this was at the, the Mercato Italia that we got a couple days ago. And then we found some really nice red tomatoes. So these are from Italy, local tomatoes, very flavorful. And we're going to pair that with some garlic. And then we bought some basil.
Yeah.
So live basil plant. So it's a very, very simple dish. And then you're going to make a sauce, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, out of hemp seed butter.
Yeah, instead of olive oil that I used to have. So I will make it a little more creamy. So you will start with whopping up the tomatoes.
That's right. Yep. Just cutting the tomatoes really fine. Bruschetta is really, really simple. It's just a few ingredients, and the tomatoes, you know, they're just absolutely bursting with flavor. So that's really the highlight of this dish is the tomatoes. And then, of course, the basil highlights the tomatoes as well, but everything's just going to come together. And a very, very simple recipe. If you're in a hurry and you want to make an authentic Italian one, this is probably the fastest one that you can make.
Yeah, and no machines needed.
And no machines needed. That's
no
right.
electronic,
Right.
yes.
So here's the tomatoes all chopped.
Yeah.
So, and we're just going to start on the garlic now. So look how beautiful, what a nice red color we got out of those tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Yes. I can feel the smell. So what are you doing with the garlic?
So the garlic, we have a couple cloves of garlic, so it's just a really nice accent flavor. So what I normally do with garlic is I do what's called manicuring it. So when you pop it open, you see there's a little bit of a sprout that comes on the inside. So let's see if I can pop that out with the knife so you can see it. And this is a really, really strong part of the garlic. So I usually manicure the garlic and just peel that little center part out.
It was almost nothing, and that is because the garlic is very fresh. So the fresher the garlic is, the less sprout it is, and optimal it should be no sprout at all.
And there's the sprout right there.
That is very rarely, yeah.
So that's the center part, and that kind of is a really strong flavor, and some people can't really digest it very well.
Yeah, it's hard to digest. So people that are, they can't have garlic so well, they can take away that part, and it will be easier to digest.
It's similar to taking the seeds out of a jalapeno.
Yeah.
Right, and do a nice
Yeah.
chop on the garlic.
Finely diced. And if you have a garlic press, that will be optimal, I think. But this is, I mean, you can chop it very fine too. Or maybe shred it.
And there's our minced garlic.
Yay!
So this just goes right in here. Really nice accent to the tomatoes.
It looks like a lot, but we will mix it with the other flavor, and then we have our bun.
My opinion is the more garlic you can get, it's just in your body, the better. Garlic is very drying and very stimulating, but it's also very medicinal as well. So antibacterial, and it's just wonderful for your breath. Makes your breath smell very good. All right, so next is our basil. So this is basil that we got from a local vendor, and they sell it here in live plants. The basil will wilt very, very fast if it's already picked. So in the U.S., you typically don't find basil sold like this. You'll find it in usually suspended in water where they'll already cut the leaves. And one tip that I have for basil is you notice there's this kind of terminal end right here. So right there where the terminal, if you go through your basil and you're growing in your garden, if you pick that part off, it'll actually double the size of your basil. So you want to go through every once in a while and kind of trim these little ends off the basil so that way it will then split and you'll get a lot more yield out of it. And you'll also want to pull the flowers off too. The basil will put a lot of energy into making the flowers. And if you want more leaves, you pinch the flowers off before they get too mature, and then you'll get a lot more leaves out of your basil and it'll be nice and full. All right, so I think that's enough basil. Again, basil is very medicinal. It's actually it helps pull heavy metals out of your body. So it's a chelation herb. So there's a few different chelation herbs. Parsley is one of them. Cilantro, dill, and basil is another one. So very, very healthy to include fresh basil in your diet. And now, the other thing about basil is you want to use a very sharp knife. We're using a ceramic knife here. The basil will bruise very easily. So that means it will turn black. And so this is kind of one of those dishes that you also want to eat right away. It really won't keep very long because the basil will turn different colors on you as it oxidizes from the bruising. So use a very sharp knife and a ceramic knife if you can, rather than a metal knife. All right, do you think that's enough basil?
It's perfect.
All right, good.
Yeah. So now I will go for the cucumber. And if you can't find this round cucumber, you can maybe use kohlrabi or something like that. So, or zucchini maybe, but will be perfect. So I will peel this. I haven't tasted this actually, so I don't know how, we have never buy this before, so yeah, that's my guess, that the peel was, yeah, it was not so appetizing, a bit like fibrous, so yeah, I peel it off. But it tastes really good actually. So if you have a use machine, you can just save the peel and yeah, make a use of it.
Or if you have bunny rabbits, like I do, you can feed it to the bunny rabbits. My bunny rabbits love the cucumber peels. They actually usually wait outside the kitchen while I'm peeling the cucumber because they can smell it, and they'll beg for the cucumber peels, and they eat it just like spaghetti.
This cucumber is peeled, so now I will cut it in half. So I think they have a bit of seeds in here. I'm not sure, but we will see.
And this is what we're using in place of bread.
Exactly, this is our bread. So what I do now is that I take a spoon and I scoop out the seeds. I have to try the seeds and see if they are edible. They are edible, but it's like you're eating seeds from a melon. Not that hard, but they have really hard shells. You can try it too if you want. So you see what I mean.
Yeah. The flavor is really good.
The flavor is fantastic.
Yeah, I like them. I think they're great.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean. The outer part of the seed is a little tough.
Okay, so my idea was to make a little hole in here so I can put the tomatoes and some hemp seed butter and make a little nice boat of it. So I have scooped it out and I will try the flavor. Wow. It has a texture of honeydew melon. Not the ripest one, but yeah, a mix between honeydew melon and cucumber. So it was slightly sweet and wow, I really love the flavor of it.
And they're both in the same family, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is more of like a very, very sweet cucumber.
Yeah, wow, I wish we bought more. Wow.
So I think we got these at the Mercato Italia also, right?
Yes, exactly.
So that's an older market. It seemed like the tourists were going to the Campo di Fiori more, and it was a little bit more expensive, and the vendors there are somewhat more aggressive. I say they approach you and they want to sell you everything. But at the Mercato Italia, which is I think open every day except Sunday, we went before lunchtime and we had a very relaxing time. We spent maybe an hour or even an hour and a half there walking around, and the vendors were very nice. They gave us some samples and they were able to give us some free things, and but no one spoke English there, so we had to kind of brush up on our Italian.
Yeah, that was quite fun actually.
Yeah, so I think it was better for us to go to the more authentic Italian market, and we got much better produce that way. For a lot cheaper too.
So now I have the holes here. So in the bottom I will have some of this hemp seed butter. Oh, I took a fork. Okay, that's okay. And so we just place it here. Sometimes they have butter. Also to fry the bread, and then they have olive oil on this. So to mimic the flavor, I really like to have the butter here in the bottom.
And so the recipe book that we're developing is going to be salt-free and oil-free.
Yeah.
And this is a way for us to still include a fatty flavor in it without using directly olive oil, which is more of a concentrated oil.
Yes. So it's nice to have something creamy in here.
A beautiful contrast.
Yeah.
I caught you licking the spoon of the hemp seed butter.
Okay, let's go to the recipe. So I will just stuff this with the tomato stuffing.
So I don't know if Italians would be happy about us using cucumber in place of bread, but It's going to be so much more hydrating for us.
They are so traditional here, so probably not. But when they try it, I think they will love it. But maybe they not call it bruschetta. But this is bruschetta for me.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with this.
Looks wonderful.
Oh yeah. So here we go. And I finish everything with a little bit of black pepper. So here we have the result. So like and subscribe to this video. See you to the next. Bye!